This video is brought to you by Miniature Market. Thousands of board games, miniatures, and paints, discount prices at miniaturemarket.com. Hey everybody, it's your old pal Rob. Now this is kind of tough because I have a lot of friends in the business, in the board gaming business, and it kind of puts you in a weird spot in a lot of ways. You know, as everybody knows, there is a whole bunch of thing going on with the economy, tariffs, and blah 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 blah, and I can go on and cry doom, gloom and doom all day long. But there is some concern, and it's mostly for you, okay? The person that watches this, whether you are still living at home, or you have a family, or you're out on your own and you love this hobby, okay, and you have a passion for this hobby. And I think the best way to put it, and I have to look at it as a devil's advocate, okay? There are all of a sudden a lot of Kickstarters popping up. And with the uncertainty of future, do you want to take and invest your money, okay? And money, people are looking at money. People are trying to figure out what to do with their money, how to spend their money. And you could throw a lot of bells and whistles and stuff like that out there and go and support these Kickstarters. And where in a lot of ways you should be business as usual, I can't help but have this kind of itch in the back of my neck with a lot of it, especially with so many things uncertain. We don't know if things get worse. So now here's somebody that has a product that has to be made overseas or wherever it has to be produced, and the uncertainty is, what are the shipping costs going to be? Now, do you look at, are people saying, well, if I put up the Kickstarter now, I'm working on a project, and hopefully in a year or two, this will work itself out, and I'll be able to bring that in and bring it to you. So you have a Kickstarter that maybe is for 2027, 2020, late 2026 or something like that. And they're putting a lot of eggs in the basket, possibly, that this is all going to blow over, okay? Which it could very well be, okay? But, we had a lot of changes in the last couple of days, okay? Asmodee making a lot of cuts, doing a lot of things on their side. A lot of small publishers going under, that were living hand to mouth, and now they can't get any product that they had overseas, or get produced product that was already doing well back over here because of the exorbitant cost. And unfortunately, that will come out on you. But the other thing that kind of started creeping into my head are people desperate. Are companies desperate? And this is the part where I really hate saying this, but I am not someone to hide facts or things like that, or not speak the truth. I want these small business to do well, but could this be more or less a tactic? Hey, if I put out this Kickstarter now, okay, I can get enough money in here that'll keep my doors open for a couple of years, okay? And if I can't fulfill this, I just close up. Could that be one of the things? And I think you have to, going forward from this point on, really be smart and educated in what you back, who you back things with, what is their track record, Have they had problems in the past? And you have to really do your due diligence and do your homework. There are a lot of Kickstarters coming up from some really good, legitimate companies. And you pray that they're doing all right enough that no matter what happens, that they'll be able to fulfill. But are there new companies that are out there that are, or smaller, newer companies that are doing this in hopes to keep their doors open and rob Peter to pay Paul type of a situation? Okay, what if things don't get better? What are you going to be able to do? Are they putting into their Kickstarters, hey, we know things are screwed up, but here's our plan if things stay screwed up? Those are legitimate questions you should be asking before you back these projects. Remember, normally they're anywhere from 20 to 30 days that they run their course. And one of the things, and if they don't answer that in the comments that you send to the Kickstarter or GameFound or whatever, then be a little leery. I'm not saying don't back something, but if they're avoiding that question, that's a problem. But if they address that question and say, hey, listen, no matter what, we've got a backup plan, and this what, you can hold them to it. It's a binding statement, okay, that you can hopefully hold them to and hold them accountable for. Now, it really doesn't mean much, but if they have a plan and it makes sense, that might be a green light to go ahead and back some of these things. But it's it is really risky to start a Kickstarter right now. And some people have had this planned for a long time. And then now, they get their product to where they think they can, and now they fundraise it and back it. They're back their idea and go ahead not knowing the future. But how many times in the past, when times were good, that you've backed something and unexpected costs have come into play and have really hurt a lot of projects or delayed projects years? Is this going to be something that you're investing your money into now, and maybe, because uncertainty and let's not forget that even if this ended tomorrow, okay, because of all the things that people have not shipped over, okay, the increased shipping costs because of the containers and the amount of stuff that is sitting in warehouses right now that need to be shipped over, okay, that is going to be a big problem, okay, in a lot of ways, and could be a coherent problem going forward. And the backlog or the old rubbernecking of things, okay? So, I make this video because I see more and more Kickstarters, okay? And yesterday I even talked about Neuroscape, which is a card game, which I think you can produce somewhere else besides some of the places that are having some terror problems that, I talked about and I think is a good game. But, again, I talked about the game and I filmed that weeks ago, okay? And the thing is, one of the things that if I were you, okay, if you saw that video that I did yesterday, okay, are you asking them the questions, okay? And this is coming from a guy who likes the game and is telling you right out, okay, ask the questions. Hey, you got all this going on and you have this certain time frame that you promised to get this out. What if? And see what they say before you back, okay? I'm not trying to hurt them. I'm trying to protect you, okay? And I'm not trying to be some knight on a white horse come riding in. But let's face it, okay? We're all in this, okay? And we all have to watch out for certain things, okay? Prices are going to be jacked up, sometimes for no reason whatsoever, only to keep doors open. People are going to cut people's pay in anticipation of predictions. There are a lot of different things to look at that you have to protect yourself from. Okay? And you have to be leery of. It's not business as usual anymore. And that's why I'm making this video, to make you aware of that. Are other people doing that? No, they're talking about, how this and that, and making it a political format instead of saying, hey, what about you? That person out there. Okay? And how does this affect all them? Big guys that ain't going to bother. Ain't going to bother Tom Vassell. That guy got 9 lives. Okay? He will make a living no matter what. Okay? Very, very smart man. The Rodneys, all the bigger channels are going to be just fine. Okay? The little guy that can't get the review copy and is going to have to pay extra money. Okay? And now all of a sudden he's not getting the views because he can't get some of the product in and it doesn't correlate. That's going to hurt a lot of people. Okay? A lot of infomercials aren't going to be there anymore, folks. You're going to have to be talking about things that you have, things that you are going to have to count on. You're not going to get people to use an advertising budget because it'll go away in order to keep jobs. And how many people are going to lose interest in doing something like this? That's another, facet to look at, but that's for another video, my friends. And we'll see how it affects the YouTube industry, okay, as far as influencers for board games. The main thing right now is keeping your eye on the game founds and the Kickstarters and asking the right questions. What is their game plan to get this game to you? If you are going to put your hard-earned money in something you believe in right now and don't want to lose it, what is their game plan to fulfill? Okay? And maybe we should ask that all along. Okay? But I think at the end game, with all the weirdness, all the uncertainty, all the things that are going negative into this wonderful hobby, what are they doing why are you doing this now? What is your plan, plan to complete this? And really checking all the boxes to make sure this just isn't a quick cash grab. Protect yourselves, okay? Look out for yourselves, okay? There's plenty of ways to keep playing this beautiful, beautiful hobby, okay? There's a lot of stuff out there. And like I said, now's the time to catch up on some of these sales at Miniature Market or wherever you get your stuff, your local, your local game stores and stuff like that, used games, anything that people are trying to do and breathing life into some older stuff that can help you out. It doesn't always have to be Cult of the New. So, as always, folks, keep your eyes open. Take care of yourselves, which is most important, okay? And make sure that you have the necessities. The number one, take care of your families, and the people that you love, and still be able to enjoy this fantastic hobby. Until next time, it's your old pal Rob. We'll see you soon, everybody.